Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be wearing the hat of a trained accountant and I'll be discussing what do I need to file my taxes. It depends on the life situation. What a self-employed individual will need will be different from what an unemployed individual will need. Likewise, an employee that is working for employer of labor, what such an individual will need will be different. But I will be providing general checklist that is applicable. Most of them will be applicable to every individual and business. But I want you to know that, please, the checklist to file individual tax or corporate business, it's not limited to the information that will be provided in this video. But I believe that if you are still looking, you are still gathering information and papers together to file your taxes, you can grab one or two things in this video that will shape you and be like a green light to the documents that you can provide together. So I will start with the number one thing, that is personal information. Personal information is the name of the individual or the name of the company, and the business information if it's company, and the personal information of the individual, like the address. Also, there will be need for tax ID. For business is employee is EIN. So all these are things that will be needed to file tax. Followed by the dependents for individual. The dependents vary: biological dependents, the children, their tax ID will also be needed, their SSN. And for the if it's older adults, the parents, their tax information, their tax ID will be needed too. But as long as they are being claimed, no other person that can claim them, because they can only be claimed one time. So for children too, that belongs to an individual, that the individual is the legal custodian, then the person can provide the document that shows that they are legal custodian and can claim them as well. So I will be moving to the source of income. The source of income varies depending on the life situation. For an employee that works for an employer of labor, we need W2. W2 shows the amount of income earned, the social security pay, deducted from the paycheck, the state with federal withholdings, the state withholdings, and the medical. All those things will show on the W2, and the tax ID also will be on the W2. For unemployed individual will need unemployed state tax refund that will be provided while filing the taxes. Likewise, for a self-employed college student, we need 1099, and we also need 1098T, that is the tuition, that shows that you are paying the tuition. And likewise, all the expenses associated with the business will be needed. I will be moving to the next income. The next income has to do with rental income. If you have a property as rent that you are using as investment, the rental income from the property will have to be disclosed, and also the expenses associated with the rental with the investment property will have to be disclosed. For a business that rented a place to do the business, we have to provide the expenses associated with the rental place, and also the use of the asset. For someone that already have a personal asset or corporate business asset that is being used for the purpose of depreciation, it is very important to gather information about that, so that none is missing, so that providing all these things at one time we prevent prevent filing the correction on the tax return if something is missing that is not disclosed, or that will need to be disclosed later. So, and I'll be moving to the retirement income. For if I'm an older adult, I'm a retiree, I'm a retired individual, I will have to provide my retirement income in form of IRA. Likewise, the social security, if I'm collecting the social security, I will have to disclose that as my income. I'll be moving to the next one, that is savings and investment income. Saving and investment income. If let's say I have a sizable amount of money that I place in the bank, the interest income received on that amount, I will have to disclose this as my income. And also, if I have an investment like stock that yield a large amount of money as the dividend, I will have to disclose that as well as part of my income. For also the investment, all the costs that is attached to the investment, all the cost that is associated, all the expenses that is associated to the with the investment, I can claim them as deductible too as well. So there are other incomes too. There are other income. If you have a jury duty records, you have prizes and awards, royalty income. All these are other incomes that we need to be disclosed on the tax returns as well. So at this time, I will be moving to the type of deductions. The same way we have income that we have to disclose income is the same way that we have some deductibles that we can claim on our tax deductions. Number one, if you are a homeowner, all the interest expenses, all the interest paid on the house can be disclosed, can be claimed as deductibles on the taxes. And the real estate and property tax records too are things that can be claimed as deductible. The receipt of the energy savings, let's say I have a solar, I'm using solar and I have that, the cost of purchase and everything, there are things that I can claim as deductible on my tax returns. Like also the next one is charitable donations. Charitable donations are the amount of money that is given to a house of worship, an organization that have a tax exempt. Those are the deductibles that can be claimed if I have that during the course of the year 2019. I can claim them on my tax returns. And the medical expenses is the next thing, amount paid to the healthcare. There are things either for business, or if there's the one that is very huge that is not covered by the it is not covered by the insurance. So those are the things that I can claim on my tax returns as well. Health insurance, I have to provide my form that I, as an individual, that I have me registered. I have a health insurance. It's very important. They call it form 1095A. It's something that is very important, because I have to show this, that I enroll with an insurance plan that is it is mandatory. So I'll be talking about the childcare expenses. Childcare expenses. The childcare expenses are the expenses that are paid to a registered childcare company, or an individual babysitter that has a tax ID. That has a tax ID, I can claim them as well on my tax return. Another thing is the educational expenses. Educational expenses are the amount of money that I pay to educational institution. And usually at the end of the year, the educational institution usually provide 1098T. 1098T, they are deductible to an individual and also to companies too as well, that support their employees with tuition reimbursement. All these things are things that it's deductible on the tax return. There are also state and local taxes. State and local taxes are paid, the amount paid to the state, the amount paid to the federal. All these are the things, and the invoice showing the amount of vehicle sales or something, tax paid. In some states, like they have like to pay some amount on to the state on their vehicles. So all these things are things that can be claimed as tax deductible on the tax returns. The next one that I'll be talking about is the retirement and other savings. Retirement savings that shows the HSA contributions, all the contributions made, HSA, IRA contributions, all these are tax deductible, and they are things that can be claimed legally on the while filing the taxes. Likewise, there are some states that whereby disasters already happened, that federal government already approved them of some certain loss support. So if I am in a state where living in a state where it is federally declared disaster environment, I can claim some losses associated to the properties in that environment. So I'm going to be saying that everything that I've said so far in this video is now limited to the checklist that an individual or that a self-employed or unemployed individual will need to file their taxes. Likewise, the one that I said concerning the company is not limited to what a company is needed to file their taxes. But I believe that you can grab one or two things in this video that will help you to gather your information together, your document, and go and file your taxes. And I will encourage you to go forward and file your tax. If you know that you are not able to file your taxes for the stipulated amount of time that is allowed to file the taxes till the mid of April, I would say seek for extension. It is very important so that you are not being penalized for not filing your taxes. There are implications of not filing taxes for an individual that is getting benefit from the government may not be able to get the benefit if you don't file your taxes. And likewise, if you hold amount at the end of tax filing, I will advise that you negotiate with the IRS to form a payment plan. To be paying the amount owed either by weekly or monthly or quarterly. But I think to the best, it is very important to pay those money back, because right from the day that the tax is filed and the money, there are interest that is being calculated on the amount that is owed on a daily basis. So it's not advisable to leave the amount whole for a long time without paying them. And for an individual, you can, if you don't pay the amount, you can have a lien put to your house after a period of time. If the amount if the amount owed is not paid, it can generally lead to having lien on your property, and IRS can take over. So this is something that I do not wish anybody to go through. So I will advise that make sure that you gather your information together, all your information on the tax ID, personal information, dependent information, and the source of income. The source of income varies. The source of income, as a recap, you have the W-2 for individual, unemployed, state tax refund for those that are not working, and for rental income for those that have the property that they are using for investment property, and for rental expenses for businesses that have rented a place for their place of business, and also the business use expenses for the purpose of depreciation on the during the tax. And also there are other income, savings and deduction investment income that needs to be disclosed. On the deductible side, there are other deductibles like the home ownership, the interest expenses, the dividend, the interest. On the ownership, there are interest expenses that is associated to the building. All these, the charitable donations, the medical expenses, health insurance, childcare expenses, educational expenses, state and local taxes. All these things are things that are going to be claimed. So I believe that if you've received one or two things from this video, please subscribe to my channel, like and share. Subscribe to my channel, like and share, provide me comment. It will help me a long way on this channel. Thank you so much. Till I come your way next time. Bye.